is giving to you in your hand, and I am still using support resistance using my arrogance. Okay, I have seen the Heikenashi videos so many times that is never working. Renko will never work, Heikenashi will never work. So what can I do? That is a complete waste of time. Don't watch the Heikenashi video. Use your support resistance. Find your zone. Use the multiple time frame analysis. And I find the multiple time frame analysis is. I know some of the men in our group, man and women, in our group, kind of argue with me that multi-frame time analysis, higher time frame analysis is good for overall trend. But I find also that kind of bad for me. Because I find that if my daily trend or even 1 hour time frame, it is showing that it is a downtrend. In intraday, from
Mm.
the first moment, the price is running up and up and up, and there is a small pullback, and there is running up and up and up.
Mm.
Exactly 45 degrees. That we have to read in our technical analysis book.
Mm.
Then what? This was a huge profitable day, and I have to wait when this kind of small corrective move will end, and then the impulse move will again run, and then I have to then my day is lost, and a huge chunk of money I have left in the market. So I thought, no, there is no use of multi-time frame analysis in this kind of setup. Whatever I get, yeah, that is the if the price is below the open price, the bias is negative. I will only find setup in the
C
put
side.
side, and when the price is above open price, I will only find the setup in C side. If I get the setup, that's okay. I will take the trade. If stop loss is hit, that is also okay. If stop loss is not hit, I get small profit. That's okay. I get huge profit. Then it's also okay. That is not also okay. That is huge okay. And that is all. That is my thought process that has evolved over the last 3 years.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
bro, just want to share also. Last week, just to summarize, last week, 12th, we made a big money. 13th, we made a big money. 14th, it's holiday. 15th, I made money. The only thing last week I lost the money is on 16th, Friday.
Mm.
Because it's a rage one. Because it's a doji, until 1:30, we never know which side is going.
Correct.
So out of, if I take the summary for last week, so whatever I earned, right? I'm losing one. I lost only the 10 to 15 percentage on Friday.
Mm.
So Monday I made a huge profit due to the big red, and also Tuesday it's a big green. So it's something like it's a balance of we have to accept loss also, but loss is minimum, profit is maximum. That's why I want to put this here.
And
For
also I
new members, especially new members, because they don't know what the real experience we are going through.
That's
And
true.
also one thing, on 16th April, if we do not use the daily candle method, that is the opening daily candle method, if we use our golden Heikenashi method, I found out that there was no CE trade. There was no CE trade. Actually, I was discussing with our member, Amit Rawat.
Mm.
He is telling that he just buy the C trade above a green candle, and I can understand. In first kind of days using this setup, I also used to take the trade because of what can I say? I can say this is a kind of silly mistake. So I found out that there was no C
I
trade.
actually
There was
Friday, yeah,
on
Friday
Friday there was
Nifty I
no
made
C
a
trade.
money, but I lose the money in Bank Nifty because Nifty is green
Nifty was going
on
up
Friday.
continuously, no? On
Huh,
Friday.
huh.
Yeah. That's why, sir. I bought it 66. I sold it on 77 first, then 87 another lot. So I made
Yeah.
a profit in Nifty, but
Mm.
back Nifty, whatever I gained, so I lost it in Bank Nifty.
That's
But it's
okay.
a part of trading, so I
That's okay.
understand. Yeah, this
Yeah.
process. Yeah.
Uh, so profit loss is our part of the trading system. You have to incur the loss. Even if the best method I can say is that, well, someone some people was thinking that the for first 1 hour the candle is growing red and red and red, and we sell buy the put option, and suddenly there was a V turn, and the profit is diminishing from my system.
Yeah.
What can we do? So I can only tell them that sir said in our first webinar, when your target reaches 1:1, just trail your stop loss to break even, that at least you are, if your stop loss will hit, you will be not in loss. And if your target reaches 1:2, then at least book your 50% profit and let the 50% profit, let the 50% quantity run. If it will hit, you will be still in profit. If the stop loss is not hit, you will be in huge profit. That
Mm.
is the only solution I can find. But loss is our part in the trading game, and using the Heikenashi system, the loss is so small. So I can guarantee you, you can bear the loss. You can bear the loss for 5 days or 6 days or 10 days continuously. But don't get lose hope, because after 10 days there will be 20 days that will give you a huge profit. Then you will literally curse yourselves that why we left the system. If we use the system, we are still not making minting money. That's all I can say. If you feel that you are not able to see the chart, don't see the chart. Just put the buy order in the C or P and keep the SL, and do anything. Watch web series, watch your housework or office work, and play video games. Anything. Do that. Spend time with your
Okay.
pets if you have pets, or family. Anything. There will be an alert in your system if your stop loss is hit. Then go see the system and check if the opposite side is trading. Opposite side trading gives you opportunity. If not, then okay, you will take another opportunity from the market. Market is never going to anywhere.
We have commodity,
Don't
we
put
have
this.
currency. After 3:30, commodity is there
Uh,
to recover the loss also. As you told.
if you don't want to, if you don't want to recover your losses
Yeah.
from the currency or commodity, because there will be also loss in currency and commodity. There may be happening that when the bank nifty is also in loss, commodity in also in loss, then there may be some kind of sadness growing in you, because
Correct.
last Friday, when my bank nifty was in loss, I completely forgot that my silver trade was also running. So after 3:30, I checked my silver system trade, and I saw that at morning, which was in huge profit, because for 60 points stop loss, I was gaining 400 points profit.
Wow.
So, and after 3:30, I saw the stop loss was also hit. Silver made a huge U-turn, and then I find, okay, it's not a problem. Let's take some rest for 1 hour and find opportunity in the afternoon. And in the afternoon, I find the opportunity and take the trade, and made a huge profit, which almost covered my silver trade loss, and also the bank nifty CEP loss. So I am fine.
Bro, I have
You
your
will always
question.
find some.
In Bank Nifty, bro, I have the question. For Bank
Huh,
Nifty,
okay.
so
Huh.
you will hold until 3:30, 3:25 square of time, or maybe if you have a maximum profit, you will book. How you manage the trade? How many lots
Okay,
you will
at
take?
first,
Maybe one lot only or two lot only? How you manage? If you are taking two lots, whether you will book first lot early, how you are managed? This is the very simple question only. If you don't mind, please share.
okay, okay. No, nothing at all. Where Sir has shared this holy grail, there is nothing at all to share. Withhold anything within me. So yes, I got your question. I again will answer it. When if you are using Heikenashi system, then check the price is above open or below open. If it is above open, I also put two screen. One is for C and one is for P. If price is above open, I find the opportunity. If the C trade is taken,
Okay.
I take the trade and put the SL, and I go and play the video games. I never, at first when I using the system, I was eagerly waiting for the opportunity when it will reverse and or it will touch my target 1:1 and I will book it as quickly as possible. But nowadays I don't care. Let the SL hit. I know that my SL will be hit. When I woke up first in the morning, I just keep reminding me this will be huge profitable day, this will be huge profitable day, this will be huge profitable day, and I open my system and searching my opportunity, and then I put my trade and keep my SL. If my SL is not hit, then it's okay, and if my SL is hit,
How many
then
lots
it's
you
also
take?
okay. Normally I take 2 lot or 3 lot. For experiment in first week, I was taking only 1 lot. In commodity trade, I take 2 lot. In currency trade, I trade 10 lots. I know when you are trading with 50 lots or 25 lots, this kind of attitude. Uh, when who are trading with 50 lots or 25 lots or 30 lots, they are saying this kind of attitude is bullshit. But believe me, if you learn to raise this kind of attitude within you from 3-4 lots, then you can easily handle the 30 or 40 lots. Because when the 30 or 40 lots you are using and the trade is against you, you will think whole the whole world is going to destroy. So I am only trading with 2 to 3 lots, and now I am not partially booking any profit. If my stop loss is hit, if it was even 100 points, 120 points, 200 points, 300 points profit, I never book it. I keep going. If my SL is hit, if the market makes U-turn, my SL will, what will be the maximum loss? My SL, nothing
So
else.
your
40
order will
lots.
be auto square off, or you will square off 320,
No,
325.
I don't use because auto square off. I usually close my trade at 310 because in
Okay,
my
okay.
early days,
Got it. Okay.
uh,
How do you decide your strike prices and how many stop loss you take for a single day?
for strike prices, as I said, for Friday, I use the far OTM strikes at Thursday. At morning, I usually you like to trade 200 or 300 points, or the say tell the method that ATR apply ATR 14 period ATR on daily candle and divide it by 2 and then plus minus it the amount, and that will be my strike price. And for stop loss, I didn't get your question. What is your question regarding the stop loss?
Suppose how many stop loss you take for the day? Suppose you trade Bank Nifty and your stop loss
Okay.
get hit. Will you take a second entry or will you wait for the second entry?
Okay, if suppose I am taking my trade in C and my C stop loss it hit, obviously I will wait for if the price is still below above open price, I will still wait for the opportunity for second trade. If my second trade is also SL got hit, I will wait for my third trade. After third trade, I don't like to trade anymore. If I got some kind of sense that the market is now turning or it's going to be trending mode, then I bet. Usually bet. I picked this habit from Sir to gamble. Hello,
Yeah,
Okay.
we are listening.
hello.
Yeah, we are listening. Yeah.
Yeah, we are listening.
So
We are listening.
so normally after third trade, I don't usually trade in I don't find opportunity actually. One or two after one trade or two trade, either it will, if my two trade is stop loss hit, it will obviously go to a PE side or it will be sideways,
Sideways.
and yeah, it will be a sideways, and my in my PE trade also the two SL will be hit, so four SL will be hit. That's all. there is no fixed. I try to find the opportunity. If my 1SL is hit, I try to find the opportunity to enter again the market. If HA is giving me the signal, if not giving the signal, then leave it. If giving it the signal, why not take it? Maybe it will be the range, a huge trend move, and I will recover all my loss. Uh, Either SL will be hit, and according to your question, I think there is 4 SL, 2 in C and 2 in P. The 4 SL I can bear. After that, I try to focus in commodity to recover the money, or just if my mood is so off. Normally nowadays is not, my mood is not off, because I was playing my olden golden PC games. If my mood is not off, after 4 SLs, I usually shut down the machine, and I do my jobs. Jobs means I whatever I like to do in the work.
Deep,
One more question. One more question. For stop
Uh,
loss, you have any buffer, or you will exactly look
no,
the candle low,
exactly candle high or candle low. Maybe
low.
some kind of buffer. If it is let's say 138.05 or 138.35,
So
I
you
like
round
to
off
play not round
130
off. It
something.
138.25, maybe 20 paisa buffer. That's all. Not
Okay,
much.
okay, okay, okay.
Not
Thank you,
much,
sir.
because
Okay,
this
so
was my bad.
just it's a very near.
That this
Okay,
was my bad habit. The law actually the rule says exactly candle high or candle low. Then I will place my stop loss exactly at candle high and candle low. Because earlier days I told you I keep increasing my stop loss, and ultimately the stop loss will hit. But there was hope that maybe if I increase my stop loss, the market may turn from that. But market never turns, and my stop loss will hit. So I like to keep my stop loss very near the candle high.
yeah. Okay, especially in the sideways. So first time stop
Hmm.
loss will hit. The maybe after 1 hour it will give the signal. You will take the trade again.
Yes, that means you are trying
So
to say that
okay,
after
based upon
9:30,
the HA.
yes, after
Yeah,
9:35, I got
sometimes
a signal
if
in C.
initially we take right, so around 12:30 or maybe 1:30 they may be sideways if it is range bound. Stop loss hunting is also there, so stop loss will hit. But again we will get the entry. So for again entry you will enter again the same
I
strike price, or you will reduce the
that is a good question. Actually, when the price
yeah.
comes ups or downs, I don't usually try to change my strike price. What I find, if it is now become the in the money, and I put the put option, and it becomes the in the money in the call side, then obviously the if I want to take the call side trade, I don't want to buy the in the money option or at the money option. I want to trade the OTM. Then I will
Okay,
change,
okay,
or otherwise I try to find the same strike price opportunity.
okay, okay.
deep,
So you won't
Deep
keep on
here.
change the strike price. Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Can you
Deep
tell
here.
something about Soumyadip, about commodity, means how much margin is required, and what quantity and what lot size is it there in silver, crude oil, and all those things?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you speak
What is the margin
kindly?
required for trading commodities?
Okay.
Do you trade futures
For
or do
silver,
you trade options?
I don't know in options. I don't usually trade in options in commodity,
Mm.
because someone told in my group that in our group that the options is very liquid, and
Illiquid, correct.
if I get the entry, I will not get the exact entry price. So I don't usually try
So and
to.
also the one more option price is also higher than the lot price. For example,
Yeah.
silver is 19K. We need a MIS is 19K.
Mm.
Intraday 19K amount needed. But when we take the options, right, it's a more than 25K to 30K based upon
Oh,
the OTM.
yeah.
That's why when I checked under crude, for crude it's a minimum, it's a 1.2 lakhs
Okay.
per
Yeah.
lot MIS.
Uh, I think for gold the requirement is kind of two
40,000.
lakh 40,000. Hello?
Yeah, it's a gold.
Hello?
MIS.
Or it's
Hello, did you hear
40,000
me?
only. Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, yeah, because it's a silver is 19K to 20K, below 19K. I'm sure that one. Crude is something like 1.2 to 1 to 1.2. Because
Ah,
the last time the price is lower, so we have around 90,000 we got, but now the price increased. So crude, and also the for gold is something like 40,000 MIS.
okay. Last I
For
I'm
last
crude
I
oil,
checking
found
quickly
for
also.
for crude oil, it is around 50,000 for one lot. Gold M, it is
No,
23,000.
no,
It is
no.
around
Crude oil is around
49,000, 48,000, 50,000. It is in a range.
no. Crude oil is around 1 lakh. Crude oil is around 1 lakh. Okay.
I am talking about
For
intraday.
silver is around yeah, intraday
Gold,
MIS order. Yeah,
gold
silver is
mini,
around silver mini is around 20K.
yes, silver mini is
yes.
20K. That is the 1 points move is 5 rupees.
Okay.
Gold,
Gold mini is also 22K.
yeah, and their 1 point move is 10
Just I'm
rupees.
checking in the yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
silver
Yeah,
micro is there, which is
I am
costing
sharing it
4,000.
right now.
Silver is 5 rupees. Okay, yeah. Silver okay. Gold mini.
Natural gas is there, which is costing 18,000. So 1 point move is 1250, 1250 rupees for one lot.
Soumyadip,
Yes.
let's get back to your Bank Nifty trades. Whenever you keep posting any of your screenshots, I used to observe there would be max to max two strikes been seeing in the screenshots along with India VIX and Nifty and Bank Nifty. So you predefined or pre-decide these strikes and only wait for opportunities between these strikes. You keep searching
Yeah.
strikes.
No, as I said at 9:08, the after pre-markets closed, the Nifty Bank Nifty spot price is shown, and I applied the 14 ATR on daily candle, and whatever the ATR value is, I divided by 2. That is exactly half, and I plus minus the points from the close price of the pre-market, and that was my strike price
So for
for
mostly for the day, you would be trading in those two strikes only.
those strikes only. If my SL is hit and I show that I watch that the bank nifty price is going okay. Let's take an example. If for 30 minutes, if we assume for 30 to 40 minutes the bank nifty is going down, and I according to Heikenashi I find an opportunity to enter my PE trade, and okay. Tell me any date you want to trade. Hello. Okay. Are you want to see the procedure? Okay.
You're on Bank Nifty chart. Change it to daily.
Yes, sir. I am just trying.
No problem, sir. Today I'm just sitting and watching Soumyadip's mind, how it works, and everything was important because we were talking about Soumyadip's way of trading, how he manages his emotions, and yeah, it's okay. Actually, we did not think we need to record. In that case, you should ensure that you are punctual.
Okay, let's take an example for 16th April. For 16th April, suppose the after pre-opening the closing price is
32,161.
31,977. Closing price,
Not
it's
closing
showing
price.
that.
Opening price you should see, no?
Oh, okay, okay. Actually, I am saying that let's assume the pre-market open is just closed and the closing price is
Correct.
okay. Fine. Uh, Suppose for 16th April, the opening price was 32,161.45, and for before that my ATR was 948.40.
Mhm.
So I will divide my 948.40 divided by 2, and that will be in 474.2. So my C strike price will be 500 points up from the opening price, and P strike price will be 500 opening points from the opening price.
Correct. Great.
Deep, one more question.
Yeah.
For example, if you are in a trade, let's say in a CE trade, and then it is closing to your SL and your SL got hit. So many a
Yes.
times what happens is, if you consider the spot chart, the very same candle will be the entry signal for the PE trade as well, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, the very SL candle for CE will also be entry candle for PE as well, right? If you
Yes.
consider the spot.
Yes.
So
Yes.
most of the times my mental switch between CE to PE is very imbalanced. I cannot switch over and then take the trade immediately. And by the time I notice, the trade would move on. So how you quickly adapt to that? Because I'm sure
Uh,
you used to post multiple trades. Like, okay, this is where I have entered CE and this is where I have entered P. But when you shift the entire charts to Bank Nifty spot, that would be the very same candle where like CE trade got SL hit and then P started.
are we talking about my early share chart?
Yeah. One is one.
Not recent. Early. Okay, early in I told you in early kind of days. I opened my two eyes screen. One is in C and one is in P. Uh, if you take an example, kind of 15th April. Okay,
Okay.
so suppose that is for P trade. I open this chart, and for C trade I open this chart. For C trade, a P trade, I suppose it's a P trade in option chart. It is green candle, and then the red Heikenashi candle and the green Heikenashi candle broke the high of the previous red candle
Yeah.
in normal candle. Okay. Then I
Yes.
enter the in the P trade, and I put my target and my stop loss, that is 1:1, and my target and stop loss is target is met. I entered from that exited from the trade, and now in my P trade, my suppose this is my C chart, and the C red Heikenashi candle's high is broken. Actually, normal Heikenashi's respective normal candle's high is broken, and I entered the trade and I booked my 1:1 profit. Again, in C chart, suppose I entered in this candle and my SL is hit. I posted my SL is hit, and similarly in P chart I got the entry at this candle. I entered at this price, and I exited. I reached my 1:1 target, and I have booked my profit in C again in C trade. Again in C trade I got entered and my SL is hit, and similarly in P trade I got entered and my 1:1 target is hit. So ultimately I took 6 trades, and out of 6 trades my 4 trades is winner and 2 trades is loser. That's what I used to post. And but nowadays what I did, from 15, for the case of 15, I just sell the PE trade. Actually, it's not sell, buy the PE trade and let it run, and my SL will be the entry candles high, sorry, entry candles low, and if the low is broken, my sell is hit. I will try to find the opportunity in the CE trade. If I don't get any opportunity, then it's okay. It's not. If I find the opportunity, I will take the trade, whether my C's SL will be hit or not.
All
Hello.
right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I know if you have if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I will clarify it. That's
No,
why.
I was very
Yeah.
keenly following you during the early days when you used to post the screenshots. But probably it's because you had a risk appetite of 1:1. You were not having any SLs. For me, it was complete SL. So by the time I realized, okay, the very same SL can be the trigger for PE trade. I wouldn't be in switching myself. So I was confused and lost many entries at the time. But yeah, in your case, it was different because you used to take the profits and you used to wait for a different entry for that. I
Yes,
got that.
in earlier days, I told you, I lost my money in the
Understood.
market.
Understood.
So I thought if I booked my 1:1 profit, at least I will take the money from the
Yeah.
market and I will recover it. But then sir said, "What are you doing? You are keeping left a huge chunk of money for the money makers or the market makers. Just put your SL in the system, put the SL in the system, and just do any other thing, which is your hobby or passion or any other thing. If not, then observe any other chart, commodity chart or currency chart, but don't see the chart of the trading chart and means such a bank nifty chart. So nowadays I wait for the SL. If SL is hit, I try to find the opportunity in another trade. If not, then it's okay. But earlier days, my psychology was different. I was trying to book as soon as profit. I might have 1:1 target is hit. Okay, my target is hit. I book the profit. I will not wait it for reverse and take the money from me again. So as soon as my target is hit, I will book the profit. I will not even trail it. But nowadays I don't even trail. Either the stop loss will be hit or there will be huge money.
Swami sir,
Yes, sir.
I used to follow Soumyadip very keenly. Like he said, I used to watch every of his screenshot and make a note, which strike he was selecting and all.
Mm.
Do you think that ATR based strike selection had a little role in getting a good strike so that 1:1 at least he got used to book? I mean, I even tried for 1:1 at times and then I failed. I'm not sure. But my strike selections were different completely from him.
No, no, if it is, if you are too much out of the money,
Okay.
sometimes even 1:1 is difficult.
All right.
But sometimes when the momentum is very high, you
Oh,
get more than 1:15 also. That is one side of it.
okay.
The reason we talk about 50% of the ATR is that
Mm,
if on an average Bank Nifty moves 900 points,
okay.
in any given day, in some direction, it has to move at least 400, 500 points.
True.
So if you select your strike price according to that, your OTM minus 500 may
Yeah,
actually
we'll
become ITM.
okay. Got it, sir.
It's all about how to catch the momentum. That's all.
Okay.
Soumya Vaibhav here. Hi.
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 Swami sir, hi. My question is to Soumyadip.
Yeah.
Soumya, what you were explaining just about a minute back, this was the case before, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was when you used to trade earlier on HA, wherein you would, if your stop loss was hit in the PE chart, you would immediately enter in the CE. But now, depending on the opening bias, you trade, right? In the sense, if your stop loss is hit on the PE side, but the price is still below the opening price, you will still look for a
Yes.
PE entry, right? And not a
Yes.
CE entry,
No.
correct?
Sir said na when I actually in my earlier days when my C and P both chart is open was
Mm-hmm.
open, so I was looking for every entry. So
Correct,
I
correct. I
was so
got that.
convinced. I was so convinced that if I enter, I will at least get 1:1. Out of 6 trade, in 4 trades, I will get 1:1. So overall, my this will be a profitable day. So I want to take every opportunity. Whenever the red Heikenashi candle high is broken, I want to trade. I entered into that trade. But sir said after this process, took an webinar and he said, if you entered in a CE trade, either wait for SL, and then if your SL is hit, then only if
Look
the
for
price is above is below the open price, then look for PE trade. And from that webinar, I used to follow this. When the price is above opening price, I only look for entry opportunity in C. When the price is below opening price, I only took trade in P. Whether my SL is hit in C, I don't want to take trade in P. I will only, if the price is above the opening price, I will only watch to enter again CE trade according to Heikenashi candle signal.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. No G. Okay, call me either bro or call me by name. Okay, for bank nifty trades, I am currently deploying for 20,000. For commodity trade, I am deploying around 25,000, and from currency trade, I am deploying 10,000. Yeah. After Swami sir said introduced us the daily candle, I followed one lot in bank nifty. Okay, I am not right now. I am not using the Heikenashi, but I observed the Heikenashi method, and I you said that I took the note in my copy that if I entered Heikenashi mode in this candle, then this will be my profit. But I am, okay. Sorry. From last one, from I think April. This is April, March month. Sir took the webinar. Sir took the webinar in the FQ trading. I think in March. No, strike selection price. I told you the sir. What sir said the yes the
according to your capital, you can
sometimes the
take it on the
premium will
basis
be
of
huge.
premium. No problem.
Yes, sometimes the premium will be huge. I think after 400 points, the premium will be 282 or 283. That's what are you saying? Okay. So yes, I took that trade because that strike price may become ITM. But if I took the T for OTM, I observed that if there was no huge momentum, the OTM strike price is not increasing according to my level. And if I only achieved 1:1, so there will be profit of 93 rupees. And if I lose, in my early days, if I lose my P trade, not in the for OTM, I am losing 300, 400 rupees. So uh, if I take, suppose I took the trade in C trade that was in high premium, I lost my trade, my SL was hit, and I lost my 280 rupees or 290 rupees. And in P trade, I thought that in DPR OTM I took trade. So if I took a booked profit in 3 to 4 trades, even that my loss will be not covered. So after the webinar, I only thought that the ATR method is best. At least the risk is secure, constant. If I losing the 300 rupees from this trade, this strike price, I am if the momentum is high on the opposite side and the price is above opening, suppose I took the P trade and now the price is above opening and it is trending higher and higher, and I got the entry according to Heikenashi, my 300 loss will be covered and there will be a profit of much bigger, around 3,000 or 4,000. So net loss profit net will be profit. No, earlier I used to make target, but what's when Swami sir said they when you lost so much so why can't you bear, if you trust the system, why can't you bear some small losses? Maybe you will get huge return. So I after that webinar I don't keep targets, let my profits run. If my profits turn into red and MISL will be hit, then there will be no sorrow, because I know for next day or after the next day I will recover the money and I will invest the profit. If we sorry, actually I have not reached like Swami sir. I have not reached like Swami sir, so I can't. Yes, yes, I like the Swami sir methods. I like Swami sir's method. I also don't trust any broker, whatever the reputation is. Whatever the reputation is. Um, uh, if the reputation is the India or when got independence and the prime minister uh, built the broker house, even that I will not. And if the broker house is backed by the government, then I will be not taking putting my money in the broker house. After reaching to 3 to 4 or 5 lakhs, I will withdraw my money. And there will be also a psychological issue. Uh, After putting that much money, when I suppose after some mouse clicking, the computer screen is red, seeing me red, I don't know if I can borrow that kind of pain. And also, this what Swami sir said, the reason that if I put huge kind of money in the trade, then the big money makers will also notice and they will jump me to kill you. The opposite, they will constantly keep the opposite side trade, and I will be slaughtered. So no, that's not my target. Once I reach my 5 lakhs, 3 or 5 lakhs, I will withdraw my money. Yes, and from last week, I make money using the open daily candle method also. Only consistency. There is consistency. There is a loss, some small losses, but the profit can easily cover the losses, and ultimately at the end of the day, you will be in profit. At the end of the day, you will be in profit. And I said, there are some people in our group, they are thinking that my trade is in profit, it gives me 200 and 300 points, now I should book my profit. For that people, I can only say that when your target is reached 1:1, keep your trading stop loss to the break even. At least if your SL is hit, you will be not in loss. And when your target reach 1:2, book 50% of your quantity and let the 50% quantity run. If your stop loss will be hit, you will be still in profit. If your stop loss is not hit, then you will get huge profit. One is your target to trail your stop loss to break even. Don't book your profit at 1:1. I know the 1:1 system is so lucrative. But believe me, when you get you will see that you book the profit at 1:1, and from that price the options price runs like what can I say, hungry dog who has seen the blood or the meat. You will at the end of the day you will only curse why I booked, why I booked. So it's best that after what your target reads 1:1 to trail your stop loss at break even. After that 1:2 book your 50% profit. If you want to at least be safe that my profit is still, I don't want to give all my profits to the market and exit in the loss. Then at 1:2 you will book your 50% profit and the rest of the 50% profit let's run. If your stop loss is hit, uh, you will be still in profit for 50% quantity. If your stop loss is not hit, then it's good. You will get profit, even more profit. Because it's option. I can't say it's for stock because after Swami sir webinar, I will never look back into the stocks. So, sorry, sorry. From 2018. Yeah, I am not that much experienced, but I have experienced in that maximum pain in this small duration. Maximum pain. What kind of pain you can imagine? I have uh, felt that. Okay, let me tell you my some my personal history. Okay, I told you at the beginning when I was in college engineering. I was in electronics engineering student. So at the third year, my friend introduced me for financial market, and for that time, I lost interest in my conventional studies and technical studies. I only focused on financial studies, and I did not enter into the placement or any don't apply for any kind of higher education. So there was constantly family pressure. I initially borrowed some money from my father. I told him that I have gained enough experience that I can earn from that market. So he gave me around 50,000 rupees and told me that prove it. If you gonna prove it within 5 years, then I'm gonna let you stay in your own path, or you will be either, or if you fail, you will be in my family business. So there was a huge pressure, and out of 50,000, I lost almost 40,000 or I exactly 46,000. So for so that was my huge loss. Not I have never lost lakhs or 30 lakhs or 20 lakhs. I don't know that kind of pain. But according to my condition, my financial condition, and my pressure, family pressure, the sorry, sorry. Yeah. So I was constantly searching for holy grail, any system that can give me at least consistent profit. I was uh, I was convinced that if I get at least 30% monthly profit, then I will be happy. I will show my father that this is okay. I 30% return. Never bank can give you. I
Now,
can
what
give
is your age?
30%. Sorry,
What
I
is
am
your
20.
age?
I am 25 plus.
Did you succeed?
Sorry. I can't
Did
hear
you
you that my net connection is so slow.
did you succeed in stock market?
Uh, uh, Proudly I can say that last 1 month when I am showing my PNL to him, he is quite satisfied, and he said that whatever method you are using, keep using it because whenever my father watched PNL after every 1 month, and he said, "What are you using? What are you using?" And I'm saying from 1 month it is ORB, and another it is a this logic. For this logic I used to trade. For this logic I used to trade. And my father was not convinced because the return was so small, or some month it was completely red. And when I lost almost 46,000 from 50,000, my father was completely convinced that I will surely lose from the financial market, and I will someday do some terrible things. So he was convinced that I would have to enter in his job, in his business. So from last 1 month, he's quite proud that I am making consistent money. Uh, only 2 days from last 1 month, only 2 to 3 days I was in loss, very small loss. And for last, sorry, no, I am still not recovered it 46,000, and some 1,000 or 2,000 rupees are left. I can tell you what I find in the Swami sir, what is teaching about psychology, trading psychology, what is teaching in the system. It is completely holy grail for me, and I can't thank enough Swami sir that he completely, what can I say, recovers me from huge depression, Swami sir. It's 100%. It's 100. The system all itself is a 60% holy grail. I can tell you, no system can be holy grail. The system is 60% holy grail, and the 40% holy grail that Swami sir is teaching the psychological aspect, and you both add, and this is 100% holy grail.
Soumya, of late
You have to enter your mouth. Yeah.
sorry, continue. Sorry to interrupt. Please continue. I'll ask my question.
You have to keep in mind that whenever I am putting the way Swami sir said, it is completely gamble. I agree with him at every point. It is completely gamble. The only probability is 50%, never 51. There is no age, there is no confluence. Many people will say that is support, that is resistance, and it is trend line, and it is giving it is taking support from Fibonacci, it is taking support also from CPR, it is taking support from POC of volume profile, market profile, and now look, the stock is going up and up and up. Believe me, there is nothing such thing. Each and every level in your chart is support and resistance. How can you tell me which is valid support and resistance? There is a concept now, valid support and valid resistance. This will break, this will not break. Then some RTM Academy has discovered that it is a compression, then it will not break. It is something or Tintin or Can, something kind of comic type of name. Then it will not break, then it will break. I find it completely confusing. Maybe some of you or in our main FQ trading chat find it useful. I can't find it useful. It is too confusing for me. I think that the trading is completely simple. After this level, I will buy. After this level, I will sell. The only edge of this Heikenashi method is your stop loss is so small, you can be at the stop loss. The stop loss is not huge. Any other system you can try, the stop loss will be huge. Either to reduce the stop loss, your time frame will be lessen and lessen, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Then your mind will be so cluttered. Okay, this is not pullback. This is really an impulse move. I should exit from my trade, or the stop loss will hit. You will keep increasing your stop loss for hope that market will reverse from this, but this will never happen. This will never happen. It is my own experience. Whatever indicator you can say, from legendary RSI or any other thing. Maybe someone know the better use RSI or CPR or any other thing, but I don't find it useful. I only find useful the Heikenashi system because it recovers all of my money that was lost in the market. Maybe some will say, okay, this is the bull cycle market, this is the sideways type of market, you are making money, this is the accumulation phase, this is the markup phase, so you are making money. I will say only one thing, go to pivot boss, book for at least one time, then you will never use it. For one first chapter, there will be 6 type of trading days, trending, double distribution, sideways or range bound days, 6 type of days. Out of 6, I find that in the last 1 month, out of 6 kind of trading days, the 5 trading days, it will give the Heikenashi method give huge profit, and only the small range bound days like the last Friday, it will give you loss. So whatever the market cycle, these 6 days will always be in the market. And out of 6 days, if any system is giving me the profit and only one day it will giving me loss, so I will stick with that system.
Guys, somebody in the chat group is saying that kindly refrain from asking personal questions. In any case, I think everybody's asked all personal questions except for knowing if he's married or no. So let's stick to the process. Okay, Soumya, my question is, so now the day candle method, sir says, sir's asked
Day
us to
candle
not keep
method.
us, yeah.
Okay.
Sir has asked us not to keep a stop loss, and if at all it's going against you, look for a hedge. But now,
Yes.
but you're talking about the stop loss. So I just wanted to understand if you tweaked what he's saying, or
Okay. First of all, I am telling the Heikenashi method. If you are using the daily candle method, I am still experimenting it with one lot. Uh,
yes. So
for
my question
hedge,
was about that.
you have to mentally prepare that you will lose both premium. If you can handle that kind of mental situation, then only use the hedge position. The system itself is good. System is excellent. I find that if I use the 15-minute ORB method that I mentioned, it is giving me excellent result. But you in Heikenashi method, you can be mentally prepared that only the SL, the small SL, which are you are setting, only that will be hit, and you will gain hit only small amount, lose only small amount. But in hedge method, you have to be psychologically prepared that you will lose both premium. If you can, psychologically prepare, then I think, in my experience, go for daily candle method. I am not saying that you will obviously lose the both these premiums. Obviously, that will not happen. And after Hemant bro introduced the buffer, and Swami sir introduced the opening range, the false signals is getting reduced and reduced. But still, you have to be mentally prepared that 70% of the time, as they say, 70% of the time market is range bound. So you have to be mentally prepared that I will lose both side of premium. If further OTM, it is either further OTM, far OTM, or deep ITM or the ATM, anything. You have to be mentally prepared that it is okay, I will lose my both premium. If it is bearable for you, then go for daily candle method. I am experimenting it with one candle, and if I find any kind of advantage over psychologically, I can find anything other Swami has mentioned uh, in strategy. Psychologically, any advantage that I will share in the group, but you have to be mentally prepared. Because I am mentally prepared when using the Heikenashi method that I will lose the SL. That's why I am never sure. After entering the order, I am never watching the chart. I will play game, or will chat, or will work in home, or will play with pet, but never will watch the chart. Either I will get SMS that your SL is hit, or after 3 p.m. I will watch the computer to close my trade. It is either will be in small profit or will be in huge profit, and that is fine for me. I am mentally prepared that my SL will be hit.
Got it.
Similarly, for
Thank
daily
you.
candle
So why don't
method,
we
you
do
have to.
one thing, Soumyadip? Let us look at the daily candle for the trend.
Yes, sir.
and enter on the basis of Heikenashi.
Sir, what are you
What would
saying is
happen? Switch to normal candle.
okay, normal candle.
What I'm saying
Okay.
is, after the price opens, right? You were also mentioning we did not get any CE trade in Heikenashi method,
In Heikenashi method, yeah.
right?
Huh.
So obviously you would have got a PE entry.
Yes, we got for some change. Actually, I'm showing you in 15-minute candle.
Correct. Show me that.
Here, okay, Heikenashi.
You see, you did get a PE trade.
Yes, sir. We'll get the PA treat, but if we don't book the 1:1, then our stop loss will be hit. I think.
You think it will hit the stop loss? Yes, probably. So anyway, Friday was not a day you would have traded. If you had gone by 15-minute
Yes,
ORB, there
sir.
was no trade at all.
No trade at all. In buffer, there was no trade. Uh,
See,
we can.
what I'm saying is, we will look at the daily candle only for the trend. Okay. Morning it went upward. You did not get entry in CE trade. So don't look for a CE trade if it is not there.
So, are we still using the Heikenashi method or just
I'm trying to
daily candle?
combine the Heikenashi method, saying I will
Yeah.
take entry as per Heikenashi method. Then
Okay.
I will look at the spot chart on a daily time frame to see whether the trend is changing. If
Okay.
the trend is not changing, if the color is not changing, I will continue to be in the PE trade.
Yes.
No matter what happens, I'll even not take a stop loss.
Okay.
Till the end of the day, I will let it run. I'm giving a small variation here. Enter on the basis of Heikenashi. Since you did not get entry on CE in 15 minutes, you got entry in PE. Correct?
Yes, sir.
After taking entry on the PE, you look at the normal candle of Bank Nifty and say daily candle may I am not seeing any change in trend. Change in trend will be visible the moment red becomes green.
Yes.
Then only your PE trade is in danger. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Or would you not like to take that extra risk?
Sir, if you told me if you tell me to take that risk, I am always willing to take that risk because your every word is holy grail.
No,
I completely
what we
I
discussed
completely
was Hemkant and all were saying let us look at 2 hour candle
yes,
for the trend. No,
yes, sir.
see for me the trend change is only when daily candle changes color. Until that time it is a pullback or it is a initial stage of reversal. So I will miss one CE trade at the bottom. Chalega.
Sir, so what are you saying? I am converting it to 15 minutes. Just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Just 1 second, sir.
Whenever you got PE entry, PE entry when you got when the green candle low was broken. Because we are looking at the spot chart.
Yes, sir.
Correct? No?
Yes, sir. Sir, so after open for first 9:15 to 9:30 and 9:30 to 9:45, we are looking to enter in the PE trade, right?
Yes, you are
Because the
looking
price.
to enter the PE trade.
Okay. If I don't get to the the P trade, I don't even enter in the C trade
Then you
also.
don't trade.
Okay. And after 9:45, the candle broke its open price and it's trading above open price. So we are now seeing the waiting for the entry in the CE trade.
Correct.
And according to Heikenashi candle, we are not able to. We don't get any entry.
You don't get any entry.
And
Correct.
okay, even after 10:30, the price is again below the opening price, and maybe we'll get entry after this
Correct.
candle
Exactly.
in
Exactly.
P,
Exactly.
and this will be our stop loss.
Forget the
And
stop loss, I'm saying.
when okay, okay,
Forget the stop
forget
loss.
our stop loss and let
Candle,
the trade
see,
is
when
run.
do you get a P entry? You get it
Okay,
only when the candle has turned red after the initial upward move on the daily
okay.
candle.
So when the after 14 to 15, the candle become green.
Hmm.
At
You do
that point,
nothing.
what will we do?
You don't do anything.
Okay,
You will not react on the basis of 15-minute movements.
okay.
No,
So now
actually, sir,
in the,
it's not become green. It's a doji only because I taken CE, I taken PE. Both I let it run until end of the day. It's a both loss.
Correct. I'm trying to avoid that by saying let us enter on the basis of 15-minute Heikenashi candle method, which is obviously very successful.
So even Heikenashi also stop loss seated at 215, 230. Yeah.
So I'm saying if you don't have a stop loss,
Then okay. End of the day, at least
end of the
we
day
reach
again
our
the
cost
price
to
came
cost.
down, no?
Yeah, cost to cost.
Cost to cost
Definitely cost to
definitely would have
cost.
come.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You would have prevented a big loss, no? On both sides.
C trade, we did not get any entry. In P lost, will
Correct.
at least cost to cost or some will be a small profit,
A small profit or maybe even a small loss. It doesn't matter, no?
even a small loss.
So
So
supposing
my
you.
question is, when the daily candle turns green,
Mm,
so green, that situation, what will we do? Let the P run, and will not find any opportunity in entering the C trade.
you're not getting opportunity, why you will enter a CE trade?
No, sir. I am saying if we get an opportunity in the C trade, and when the candle gets green,
Okay.
daily candle, the candle gets green, and we are finding an opportunity to enter in the C trade.
Then
That
you will
moment,
obviously
what
take
will we
it,
do?
no? You will obviously take that trade.
Okay, okay.
That is
So
the
basically,
coolest thing that can
what
happen.
you are saying, okay, basically what you are saying is when the price is below the opening price, we are finding opportunity in the P, and there will be no SL.
Correct.
And when the price is above opening price, we are finding opportunity according to Heikenashi candle in C, and there will be no SL. At the end of the day, there will be
Both these
small
things will
loss.
cancel themselves out.
So,
See where your
sorry, sir.
cursor is, Soumyadip, at
Sir.
215, that big
Yes, sir.
green candle which you're seeing,
Yes.
it has it crossed above the open price? Yeah, obviously it has
Yes,
crossed.
sir. It crossed above
And then it
open
fell
price.
back again.
Yes.
But
We
215,
did not get any entry according to the Heikenashi candle.
correct,
So
you
we
did
did
not.
not enter in the CE trade
No, you did get entry, no?
because,
Before 215, this red candle high was broken.
but the price was still below the opening price. Why are we entering the CE trade? It is still in the below the opening price.
Correct.
But how will you enter a reversal trade if you want to do it? It will be below the open price only. Then suddenly it will reverse. You see, yesterday, day before yesterday's candle, like it came down nicely, and then suddenly nobody expected there will be a series of green candles forming. No,
Yes, sir. Yes.
there if you had taken a CE, you would have covered your loss of PE.
Well, we can't exactly catch the top. So then, sir, we have to draw again the support and
No,
resistance
what
lines,
would have
or
happened?
either we have.
What would have happened is on Thursday, you would have ignored the downward movement of Bank Nifty, waiting for an entry in the upward direction because it was a series of red candles. No,
Yes, sir. But in the P chart, it will be series after the second
yeah,
candle.
P chart you
It
would have
will
got
be
entry there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, after this big red candle, we are getting entry
Mm.
somewhere around here in the P chart,
So
and the
you're saying
profit
it's not
is
a good
running.
idea to mix both these things.
No, sir, I I never said that. Actually, the
No, I'm
nowadays,
trying actually to find a solution.
So
yes, sir.
also, if we are looking for those reversal trades, no, so then we are going back again to the process of taking multiple trades, even if there is a small pullback, we're still into
Correct.
the trade.
Exactly.
Yes, the first kind of trading I am used to trade, enter an entry at every signal the Heikenashi is giving.
Actually, day before yesterday, before Friday, Thursday, I taken both PE, both CE. I closed positive, both positive,
Can
because
I do a
when
small refresher? Soumyadip, now let me present my screen. I'll just do a small
Yes, sir.
refresher.
Yes, sir. Yes, obviously.
So sorry to interrupt. Is Praneeth recording the session?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Sir, I need to log off for some time. So I'll
Yeah,
join
yeah.
in like 15 minutes. Right? Thank you.
Carry on, carry on. If you all remember, we said we will mark a line at the open price and take a CE entry if we get entry as per the Heikenashi method. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So if you go to the 15-minute chart and you did not get an entry in the Heikenashi method, there would be no CE trade. But unfortunately, you did get entry when the price was below the open,
Yes,
right?
sir.
You did get an entry, and
But sir, we don't take the entry because the price was still below the opening price.
below the opening price. Correct. So when it is below the opening price, we said that we will only look for a PE entry,
P entry. Yes.
and that PE entry came at this candle,
Yes.
10:30 candle. You would have entered when the low broke. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Continuously, price was only staying below the opening price, so you had no worry at
No.
least up to 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Then suddenly it tried to break the open price.
Yes.
So I am on Heikenashi now. That is always a problem. Suddenly it broke the open price. It couldn't sustain and came back.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So first thing is your PE trade would have been safe up to a certain point. Then when this broke, you would have got worried because you are trading without a stop loss. If it had continued with a big momentum upside, you would have lost the entire money on your PE.
Yes, sir.
But luckily it didn't continue upward. It came back downside. So your PE entry was safe. And the point is, even in the Heikenashi, you did not, you got a CE entry, but you did not take it because price was at below the open price.
So even if we take the trade in the P trade, its stop loss also was not hit.
Stop loss
So
also was not hit.
and you said that if our stop loss is not hit, we do not want to enter in the C trade.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we don't want to find any opportunity until the SL is hit.
Correct. Either stop loss should hit or it should hit your target.
Yes.
Luckily, it did not hit the stop loss for the PE trade. So you
Yes.
don't look for another opportunity.
Yeah.
If it hits stop loss, then you see whether there's a other side trade available.
Yes.
Then you take the trade, otherwise just keep quiet. Why I'm saying this is, if you decide I would have taken a trade based on the 15-minute Heikenashi method, right? You did not actually get any entry even in the PE side on Thursday. Heikenashi green, low was broken. Okay, you got entry in the PE right in the beginning itself.
Yes, sir.
What is the normal candle saying? Yeah, this
Actually, we taken initially 915 itself, sir. 916, 917 itself.
correct. We took it.
On top. Yeah.
I am trying to figure out whether we can avoid taking one entry even without using the buffer and all those things. But it doesn't
Okay.
look like it is possible. You have to take some amount of risk. I was trying to minimize the risk. Unfortunately, I am not able to do that. And like we said, price is below the open. We would not have considered another CE trade also.
Yeah. Yes, sir. When broken only, we consider single.
Correct. So this is then you are missing this opportunity. This big opportunity you missed. If you have not booked your profit on the PE, then the entire thing would have become zero. Not a big loss, but some loss would have happened.
Yes, sir. Yes.
No, I don't think we can have the advantage of both sides. We have to take one approach and deal with that.
So
Definitely.
can you explain 16th days trade with 30,500 PE?
This one, huh?
Yeah.
But I can't know that expiry is over.
It's a expiry all. It's a 30.
Oh, post
Friday,
expiry,
sir.
right?
Friday, sir.
30,500, right? You got one false entry in P, and then it hit your stop loss.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Though it looks like, on the spot it was not a SL hit, but many strikes,
Yes,
forward teams, and they have taken the stop loss.
yes, they have taken the stop loss in the initial stages. And after that, it went continuously down. This was the period when CE was active,
Yeah.
right on Bank Nifty.
Yeah.
This period.
Yes.
Then again, you did get an entry at 103, but this is on Heikenashi, sorry. You got an entry at 93.95. Then let us say you closed your
So
trade.
you need to look at day before this, I guess, comparing.
Sorry. Again and again, I keep making the same mistake. So you didn't get any entry here. Let me again see this. You got one entry here at this candle, and it went on till 11:15. Let us see whether we could have taken some profit.
Yes.
239 to 290, 60 rupees profit. You wouldn't have exited. I wouldn't have, at least. Then after that, what happened? Continuously, it was falling down. All this pullback you wouldn't have taken when market started pushing upward. No, it could not have been avoided. Those 2 days have to be a pain which you need to take. I was hoping that if you combine both these approaches, whether you would have been able to avoid some loss. It doesn't look like it is possible. One thing you could have avoided was getting into a CE entry because there was no entry there. Even on the Heikenashi candle, since the price had not crossed the open, you would not have got entry. It's a difficult thing to say. It's kind of impossible to predict unless you had the ORB 15 minutes, you couldn't have avoided the trade.
Exactly.
So we'll have to take those losses, I guess. If you're trading the daily candle system, you'll have to have those losses in your mind. I was hoping it could be prevented, but it looks like it cannot be prevented.
Sir, can I request one thing, sir?
Yeah,
Sir, just I'm clearing my doubts, sir.
tell me, sir.
Sir, in trading view,
Mm,
can we add a indicator
mm.
which gives, which avoids many false movements, sir?
Which indicator?
It's it is somebody has made it. It is available in the name of MK.
NK.
Yes,
What does that indicator do?
it has combination of RSI 9.
Yeah, I know. This is our Nirmal
Hilega,
Kumar.
That
milega.
Milega, that
Yes,
Milega,
sir.
Milega.
that's the thing, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Very exactly, sir.
If
Milega.
Hardesh sir
But
was here in
I
this
have
meeting,
tried that, sir, and I got many false signals with that system also.
Actually, I also
So
tried,
I
sir,
left
but
that.
no, if
actually I tried in
Hardesh sir was
future.
here in this meeting, he would have he would have cursed everybody who was talking about NK. NK sir.
Yes, sir.
No,
I
actually, I tried
purposely.
in future, sir. I had a big loss also. Yeah.
So no, it is
Yes, sir.
not.
Even in options also, I got some losses following that system.
Sir, you have to actually understand the concept of it, sir.
He says a 3-period moving average on the RSI, and it takes another some longer period, no?
21 period. Sir,
21 and 3.
sir, if anybody can put investing tradingview.com on screen
Yeah,
with
1 second.
10K. Yes.
Since we are looking at it, might as well look at everything, no?
Yes. Just by fluke we can get some point, a proper point.
Hopefully, yes. In case Hilega, Milega,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have
But,
some 2 of them. Which one should I take?
sir, NK, you take
Hilega,
that
Milega by NK, sir.
and AN also is there, no, sir?
Correct. Yeah, that
Yeah,
I'll take.
yes, AN is very less people are used it.
Okay.
That, yes, sir. Now, what I have done, sir,
Mm,
I have selected the red moving average.
mm. If RSI is below red moving average,
Yes.
then
No,
what
no,
you do?
so you select that settings. You select of that. Yes. Now go in that style search style. Please. Yes. In this, the red one. Yes, red one. You click and make it a thicker line. Yes, and convert it into step lines. So red one.
Next one, sir.
No,
Red
no.
one, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
that's all. See, now we can visualize it. Whenever it tries to move downwards,
Mm,
that time we should be aware. And whenever it touches the red, blue area,
mm.
why very simple. I call it. It is red is a fire and blue is a water.
Okay.
And whenever it dips in water, it is going down.
Mm,
The momentum of the script is going down.
mm.
That time we should exit from the whatever the I mean, PE will be available because here
Okay.
options are not available.
Okay.
So if you need time, you can match accordingly. You can judge it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, sir, I want to share by after the everything the session over. If you see this one, everything normal, sir. But when we are trading at the time, right, it's difficult to judge because sometimes it touches, sometimes next minute it will change after the price changes. Because I really work out
Exactly,
this
sir.
one. I
Even
tried
I also
I
observe the
tried,
same thing.
but we cannot able to decide at the time of trading. But after the session over, if you see everything, you can able to tell, oh, okay, this one. But at the time of trading, really difficult to judge, sir. This is my personal experience.
Swami sir,
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Saurav this side, sir.
Yes, Saurav, tell me.
Sir, in that case, the easiest method is the one which you have shared, the RSI and the EMA 5.
Correct. But that is
More
about trade.
simple.
That is about trading without any stop loss. See, in options, no, what happens is you have a higher risk factors.
Yes, sir.
If
Sir,
you
no,
if
no,
you're,
in options, yes.
if you're only trading stocks, I will say forget about everything. I just trade without stop loss. Use the daily candle, and if you have one loss in a day, it's okay, fine, no problem. Keep on selling. See, the number of red days are more than the green days. Okay, how many days
Totally
you
agree,
will have
sir.
loss?
No, sir,
I used
someone was mentioning
I
the
I used to
indicator,
look at
no?
it that way. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes, yes, sir.
when
I
you
totally agree.
when you plot an indicator, you just need RSI, and you need RSI. That also you need it only for the momentum, no?
Yes,
And your 5-day moving average is going to tell you the trend. So blindly,
yes.
I would say you go ahead and trade. But when you're
Sir, that,
dealing with options, right? Since we are not looking at the past trend and trading, see, even one day going against you can be a big loss,
yes, yes.
right? If you're willing to take that loss, this is the best way. But most of us are not willing to take that loss, no?
Yeah,
When you sit in front of your trading terminal and you see that your PE position is in loss, your mind is jumping up and down,
So
saying, "Yeah, cover that loss somehow."
another one reason is
Ah,
we don't sit in the profit full of other side.
correct.
If you continuously if you sit on the profit of the other side, this loss will be negligible, sir.
See, this day, if you had not taken a CE trade, you would have had a big mistake. No,
Yes,
CE trade would have been in loss because you are looking at the past trend,
yes,
right? So to avoid that loss, only I'm saying look at the daily candle and trade. Now the question comes: at what stage should I enter? Should I enter at 9:15, 9:30, 9:45? Supposing I wait till 9:45 and this lower wick which has formed, it is
yes,
actually a big red candle it becomes. That means
yes,
you missed the trade.
yes, sir, yes.
I am saying don't miss the trade. First enter P, no problem. Then
Okay,
if it turns direction and becomes green candle,
yes,
enter C also. On most of the days when the candle is big, you will have a winning trade. On the days when you have up and down movement,
sir. It depends upon the strike price, sir.
it will depend. See, how much you will lose only depends on the strike price. Fact that you will lose doesn't depend on the strike price. On any day where you have a upper as well as a lower wick, you're going to lose.
Yes,
Okay, especially these days like this. I
yes,
can, without thinking only, I'll say that you're going to lose, even on these days.
yes,
And this day also you will lose big on the P and you will you will gain small on the C.
yes,
No, sorry. Here you would not have lost on the C, you would have made money on the C. But by holding till the end of the day, you would have made lesser money.
yes. Because again that wick has got
Wick has formed.
yes,
The moment you have a long wick, that means you are losing your profit. On days like this, you're bound to make 200, 300%. There's no doubt in my mind.
Sir, we have to average, find out how many days this type of
Sir, all that analysis has already been done and shared in the group, sir.
no just
M. Kant and others have already worked on it,
yes.
right?
Actually, out of 1 month, 7 days is a losing trade. This is back tested.
Acha.
Okay.
Someone also posted with a star.
Mm.
So 7 days is a loss trade.
That is, I think, Soumyadip only posted, no?
Swami sir,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking aloud. I don't know. I have not tested it. Just now you are explaining. I'm just thinking aloud.
Yeah.
Whenever the pick is both side,
Mm.
if we had both side trades,
Mm.
as yesterday we discussed, the one side will become 10% when it is on the one side of the wick top.
Correct.
There you definitely have to average at least, if you have one lot, you have to average it with 3 more lots.
Okay.
And then if it reverses and becomes a doji,
Yes.
you are going to make hell lot of money.
Maybe yes.
So that should be our approach. So if you have made like big red going up, very good. If you have got both side trade and even the one side trade, suppose you have taken C in the morning and then you take a P in the later part after half an hour or so, and now the P is running in profit. So C is going to definitely come to your 10% or 15%, whatever it is.
Correct.
There you average. Even you going to lose that money, just average there.
Yeah, yeah.
And suddenly market reverses. Now your CE, which you have averaged, will be at very cheap. It goes half the way and make a doji, you are going to make money.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
This may be one savior. I'm just thinking aloud.
The other way is, supposing, let's say on this day, I continue to buy PE. Okay.
Yes.
If it is not near expiry, I hold on.
Yeah, hold it for next day. Close CE and then hold the PE for next day.
Here I wouldn't have bought, let's say, CE at all. I would have only bought PE. See, I'm saying by my 5-day moving average method, I'll continue to buy only PE. One day it goes against me. Okay. I don't panic. I just hold on to the trade for the next day.
Possibly, yes.
Right. Maybe part of that loss will get recovered. And if you hold on before expiry, you may even recover the entire thing.
No, but what my thinking is, on that green day, after 5 rates, if you have taken a CE and PE, your CE is going to be in definite profit.
Correct. And the one in loss, you are saying you average.
No, average, still you are in loss, and that PE is going to be now worthless.
Correct.
In my opinion. Close your CE and get your profit. And then now you think PE is worthless and leave it. Next day you made a huge profit with that.
Correct, that's true.
If you have 1 or 2 days, don't close the PE. Let it be there.
True.
Because it is definitely going to be
worthless. If we taken far away, the buying price never came back due to the decay. If I run for 2 days.
Yes, possible, but you will not lose the full. You may get 50% back. That is always a profit, right? And you have already averaged and having 4 or 5 lots in place of 1 lot. It's all luck again or probability, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, probably. Because I remember 1470, 750 I taken Nifty. So I kept it for 2 days. So it come back, but still it's a loss only. So it's a real-time experience I'm sharing.
No, but there are times.
But on the other side, yesterday Hems was sharing that he made profit from a loss. No.
That's why if it is into the money, we will get but if it is far away, OTM, definitely the price will not come, sir. Even if we keep on averaging.
Okay.
So that was a special case for the Thursday trade.
Mm.
Swami sir,
Yeah, tell me.
we are trying to find a solution for the day candle method where if we take a hedge, we make and suppose it is a range bound day, it's a doji, we make a loss on both the sides, right?
Correct.
I would say, sir, why are we trying to fix that issue in the sense, because I don't see any other indicator or whatever working, and we should just take it as a loss day. It's okay.
That's what we are finally coming to the same
Correct.
conclusion.
I'm just trying to say because it's a never-ending process then.
I know.
No, no, actually, Sir is trying to look for the solution for that problem.
I understand. That is why I just wanted to say this.
I take your point, Vaibhav. Definitely, I take your point. You can't keep on tinkering with your system until everything breaks.
Yes, sir.
You are very right. I was just hoping if I could prevent a loss for you.
No, I understand. Sir. No, I understand, sir. The minute it got to an indicator, using another indicator is when I thought I should just probably make this point.
Correct. We are not trying to, we definitely will not want to take any indicator trades.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Right. Apart from that, if there is something else that helps, then why not? Yeah.
Correct. That's the only thing. We are also in the group. We said no. We are running out of topics to discuss in meetings.
Correct. Correct, sir.
So what do we discuss next?
It was my mistakes actually started.
Swami sir.
No. It's not that Deepak sir. You're just trying to help.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell
sir,
me.
actually, what I did actually, I pulled out Excel sheet for last 247 days. Okay.
Okay.
And that buffer point I was trying to calculate over average price from where the market turned. Okay. So I was just analyzing that data in a Excel sheet. So it was like I got 3 points above open and 3 points below where maximum time the price have turned. Okay. It went down and it came back up. Okay. So I did an averaging on that Excel sheet. If you open Telegram and check out that Excel sheet, right? So I have 3 points for that, and I created an indicator for that. Till that point, it's safe. We can, I guess, we can average till that point. After it, we don't average. We can book our loss. That we can do. So it was I did this for 247 days average trade. Okay, like I did average how many times market turned from this point, how many times market went below this point. So that I was testing out. So I had 3 points above open and 3 points below. These many times it will be in this range and it turn from that point. So in case if we hedge, we can average if we are in opposite direction till that point.
Or you can close the hedge position once your direction is clear.
Yes, sir.
See, earlier I used to do all these Excel calculations and all those things. So now I've lost that appetite for it. I prefer to trade in a very simple way. Right. If my morning bias says it is open, it is going to be above the open, and green candle is forming. First tendency is to look for a CE trade, right? And if that CE trade is not working out, what can you do? You can hedge yourself, or you can abandon your CE trade and move on to the PE side. The trouble is we want the best of both worlds. If you want the best of both worlds, you will not get on either side a profit. Left to myself, I would have said, okay, today is a losing day, so what? But I can't ask you guys to risk your money based on something I do. You understand? For me, supposing I have taken a PE trade and then it has gone up again, I would have said, okay, today is a bad day, I lose on the PE, no problem. I wouldn't have even thought of hedging.
Sir, just a request, sir. In your type of trade, in what is the average return in 15 days or 30 days or something like that? Trading, 10 trading days average.
10 trading days, my average is always positive and big positive, I would say.
And
one-off days, if I have a loss, it is not going to ruin me.
So why to search for others, these things, sir?
Correct, you are right.
Yes.
The reason I'm searching is I can probably say I don't mind taking the loss. I can't risk your money with my silly systems, no?
Sir, in
If you are willing to risk it, it's different. I can't say you risk your money. That is the reason I'm trying to find a solution.
yes, sir.
So from what Soumyadip has told us today, it is clear, sir, that we actually need to just stay the course rather than
Correct.
trying to tweak the system. So
Absolutely.
that is my takeaway from what he said. Rather than, I mean, everything, his journey obviously has been, him sharing his journey, it's really nice. But my takeaway was, at the end of it, what he did. He saw logic in what you were doing, and then he stayed the course rather than looking for some tweaks or whatever.
Correct. That's true.
So I think most of us should probably, that is that is what we need to do, sir.
Correct. That's true. That's what we need to do. But this should not come from
Actually,
my
I
mouth.
released.
This should
Actually,
not
I
come from
released.
my mouth saying it's okay to take a loss.
No, sir, but I have got confused in the strike price what he is taking every.
Strike price is simple, sir. What you do is daily candle may you add the studies called ATR,
Okay,
average
sir.
true range.
Okay.
Now it is telling me 910 points is the average range of Bank Nifty over the last 14 days.
Okay.
14-day average of the range Bank Nifty travels every day is
Yes.
900 points. So you divide that by 2
Okay.
because you allow 450 points upside, 450 point downside.
Yes.
Then you will probably get a strike price which is likely to become a ITM at least on one side.
Okay.
So the moment it becomes ITM and goes beyond that, your profits are running very fast. On the other side, the losing side trade,
Yes, sir.
right? You will your loss will also grow at a slower rate. Initially, when the trade is going against you, you will see that P is losing money very fast.
Yes.
And after that, in this candle, let's say, P will start losing money very fast. But as the momentum builds up on the other side and it becomes ITM, this
Yes.
rate of change of P will
Yes.
slow down.
Yes. Proportionately, that will boost up.
Correct. This one will boost up and this one will start incurring loss at a slower rate.
So at certain point, can we exit that other losing side?
Yes, you can.
So that will minimize our loss and.
Definitely it might minimize your loss. The reason I hold both the things is sometimes it may make an upswing and then again come back down.
Yes.
So I just hold the trade and sit and wait.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it means I'm taking the loss on both sides, I will just sit and wait. What I am interested in capturing is this kinds of moves.
Yes.
In between, if these kinds of moves come,
Yes.
it's okay. I'll lose a couple of days, maybe 5 days, 6 days, I'll lose. It's okay.
Yes, sir.
See, you would not think about hedging if you're trading stocks, assuming this is a chart of some stock.
Yes.
You would have just placed the order and gone, no.
Yes.
If it goes against you, you will take that loss and then try to enter a long trade here.
Yes.
Because you can't run 2 positions on the same stock.
Yeah.
So one anyway you have to close. Whereas in options, I'm saying let us not close. Let us keep both. How do I know? During the intraday movement, it may appear that it's going up and at the end of the day, it may again come down. Stocks may, my loss will be small. Whereas in options, it will be bigger. Depending on the strike price I choose. If I take a far OTM strike price and I'm going to lose only 60 rupees, I definitely don't mind.
Sir, why can't we exit in a Heikenashi system of 15 minutes candle?
Sir, this method is only about how to take the profit fullest extent.
Maximizing the profit.
If you are not going to, if you are going to trade the Heikenashi system, you trade only that. Don't mix it.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's what I say. No, don't try to catch two rabbits at the same time. You will end up
Yes, yes,
catching neither
yes,
one.
yes, yes, yes.
You trade the Heikenashi system. That itself is a big money maker. If you have the time to look at the chart and place your entries, this is the best. If you are a lazy man like me, you just put the trade and walk away. Don't do anything. Just wait. And this waiting can give you money. Most of the time, it is the waiting that gives you profit. It is not the trading. After entering a trade, you need to be patient and wait.
So this one you have been doing it and you have proved it to be a best one.
For my stock trading, yes.
But what I am saying, unless and until we build up a certain amount of capital, you should follow that Heikenashi system.
Correct. Yes, you can do that. Later, you can take some gradual risk and try this daily system.
Yes. Say for in future, if we follow that Heikenashi and we are getting good profit, and because of that we have built up our capital and we can deploy one set in this way and one set in Heikenashi, it should work.
That is what Soumyadip is doing. No.
Okay.
He trades one lot with the daily candle system to see whether it is working for him or not. But most of his focus is on the 15-minute Heikenashi method. Soumyadip, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, Deepakji, you can also do that.
Yes, sir, that's what I was thinking. What is this Deep Sir's experience, sir?
Soumyadip's experience is good, I think.
No, in Heikenashi and in other way, both.
The other way, last 2 days only, I think he is trying. And both the days are last days anyway for all of us.
Yes. Because it was in sideways totally.
Correct. We need to taste one success.
Yes.
Tomorrow, supposing you have a big trending day.
Yes.
You make a huge amount of money.
Yes.
Then this system will become a favorite also. See, normally, no, when I teach something to someone, the first 2 days, no, they incur a loss. Then they come back to me and say your system is not working.
That is true.
And after that, the third day when they make big profit, they don't even talk to me.
So not only that, in my experience, if suppose your system is working consistently for 1 month and next 15 days he is only losing money, and he's saying that okay, that market condition was favorable for that setup only, and now it is not working, it loses age.
Correct.
Actually, the only age is you. The only age is you. There is no age in the market.
Correct.
If you are working for a bank, you can show the both side order, where the stop loss is and where the sell order, where the huge bulk order. Then you have an age. Correct. Otherwise, for our retail traders, the only age is you and your psychology. You have to make your mind that I am going to lose. If you are making a profit, then it's okay. Or otherwise, you will lose. You have to accept that you will lose today.
See, the problem, the problem is, in the daily candle system, I'm saying no stop loss, no.
Yes, sir.
That itself is a huge mental barrier for many people.
Yes, sir. Actually, the worst case scenario will be they will lose in both premium.
Correct.
And they are trying. They are trying
scenario they don't want to face, no.
Yes, and in some cases the giving the profit, and after some time the pre trade is in loss. So they try to capture whatever profit they are gaining.
Correct.
So that is a huge barrier for them. I can only say that please use a Heikenashi candle system to build capital.
Yes.
And then use the daily candle method, because it's a 95% case chance maybe that after hitting losing both premium for consistently 5 to 10 days, you will lose interest in the system.
Correct.
That maybe to next 2 to 3 months will give you huge profit. So I'm here. Or either you take my example that whatever I am losing in bank nifty, I will recover it from commodity or currency market,
Correct.
or using Heikenashi method. Obviously, in that market, I don't use the bias method, the opening candle bias method. I use only Heikenashi method, and I am only trading in future. So in every buy sell candle, unless the stop loss is hit, I use the 15 method Heikenashi candle. So either recover from that market your money, or just build your capital using Heikenashi method. I can only
Soumyaji,
guarantee. Yes.
you just said you don't have any bias for the other instruments. Is it right?
Yes.
He doesn't.
For
No. What he means is he doesn't trade the daily candle method for the other
daily candle
instruments.
method.
No, the
Yes.
opening bias.
See,
Opening bus.
bias will always
Bus.
be there.
Yes.
Okay. You will
Okay.
look for entry wherever your impulse wave is taking you. That is where you will get the entry first.
Right.
Right
Look,
after that,
So,
corrective wave will come.
so even whether it's currency, whether it's commodity, the opening sets the tone.
Correct. Opening price, whether price is trading above the open or below the open, first you will see that.
yes.
So,
In the in yeah.
and after
Yes.
that 15 minutes candle, you will see whether I'm getting entry. Like first 15 minutes, you saw that there's a green candle.
Mm.
Right. After that, you did not get an entry into CE. First entry you got was a PE.
So for this bank nifty, I'm quite clear on that. I just wanted to understand how the currency and the other instruments work. If they also carry the same bias.
Correct. Obviously, they will know.
Fine.
Especially crude, sir. You can check crude because it's uptrend. So we can wait for the pullback. So once we receive the entry, we will enter for buying.
Like you would have got an entry above this high price, and you would have gone up to this. If you switch over to Heikenashi, you will exactly see that you are getting an entry there on this candle. But supposing you do look at the daily candle method for crude, though Soumyadip is saying I will not trade Heikenashi, I will not trade the daily
No, sir.
candle.
I have never said I will not trade using daily candle method. Actually, I have to find my psychological factor to I can on using Heikenashi candle. I can use it confidently. So
True.
uh,
I understand that.
yes,
But what
I
I'm trying to point out is, even in this crude futures, daily candle method, if you catch the right trend, you can be excellently making big money. Again,
So,
I'll say you are leaving money on the table.
sir, how much is the investment? I mean, to margin in crude?
1 lakh for MIS.
Oh, okay. Initially, we can build up in Bank Nifty only with one Hekenashi system.
Correct.
After few days, when we get conviction, then the second way, one lot in the other system and one lot in the second.
Correct. You can do that.
We can do
Yes,
that.
actually, that will help a lot in terms of psychological terms.
Yes.
When we actually
And
build a capital and
what
then we
Swami
can
says
take a
is
risk that.
conclusion. No, we should at the end of the day we should be happy.
True.
And when we are happy, next day again we will come with that full energy to take trade.
Absolutely.
if you lose money, then you will also have to be happy because yeah.
Those
Nice.
are
Because you
ideal
are
case
getting your
scenarios which
money,
will
it's a
be
completely
difficult for
gamble.
us to
The
take.
only way it's not gamble because you are managing your risk. That is why it's not gamble. Otherwise, it's a plain gamble. Either it will go up or it will go down. It will go up. You take the buy trade, you will profit, and if you take the sell trade, you will lose. There is no 51%. There is only 50%, not even 54.5%. The
That's what
only
I used to say to my students, that the moment you are entering the trade, the probability is always only 50-50.
yes.
Right. It can go up or it can go down. You need to be aware of the probability and then take your trade. I can't say that rigidly I'll only trade on the short side because the previous trend is down. I would like to look at today's candle only for my bias. I'm not interested in any of the past things which has happened. So today's candle, if I catch the correct bias, I'm going to make a fortune out of it. And the
And
instrument per se, it doesn't matter actually. If I were to trade futures, crude futures, I would go by the daily candle method and take larger profit. No, from low of 4,213 to 4,480.
Yes, sir.
Right. Even if you miss out 200 points profit, you're still at like 200 points profit is good enough.
20,000.
Yeah, that will be a good amount. But it depends again on the psychology, as Soumyadip says. Initial stages, if you try to build up capital, a portion of that you can say, okay, I don't mind risking it. Then you start trading this daily candle method. As long as you follow the 15-minute Heikenashi method, somehow I'm mentally sure that you'll not have a big loss.
it will never have big loss.
Correct.
And not also not only in Bank Nifty, what's mentioned in the top stocks selection, top gainer and top loser, and I have backtested it. So now maximum, minimum it gives 50% profit, and maximum into yesterday webinar we found out that it's giving 85% return.
Yes, correct.
So it can also give you money, but use 15-minute Heikenashi candle. It's your limited loss. You can bear the loss.
True.
But daily candle, you have to be prepared for the lose of both premium.
True. My only charm of the daily candle is that you will get bigger moves, and that is where you are going to make a lot of money so that you can sustain the small losses. A couple of
Yes.
days, if you have loss also, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
But the problem is when you start off and you start with a loss, then psychologically you're broken.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Yeah, this is not working. Chod do. Let us move on to something else. That's how it usually your mind works now.
Yes. Yes.
There was one guy whom everybody says is a fraud. That guy was teaching a good method. Actually, he used to say, you look at whether it's a open equal to low or high method,
Yes, sir.
and if it is open equal to high or low, just place your trade in the right direction and just get out. Don't look at the chart.
Yes.
Then later people found out that he was only showing wherever he has made a profit, that screenshot he was showing. He used to trade with multiple accounts. In some of
Then
them, he'll have deep losses.
not only that, I think he was showing the stocks at the end of the day screener.
Correct.
Not at 9:30 or 9:45. In my early days, when I told my history, in my early days, I was influenced that it was a great thing. If we can find open equals to high stocks, then it's a huge short opportunity, or open equals to low for it's huge long opportunity. After that, I find that all he was or they were showing is at the end of screener stocks.
Correct.
They never show 9:30 or 9:45 stocks.
As
Because
Santosh was saying, when you are actually trading at that moment, no, it is difficult to come to a conclusion.
Yes, sir.
Market will keep confusing you so many times.
Yeah.
And that is why whenever you are trading, you only look at the current candle, what it is doing. Don't even look at the past 5 or 6 candles also. What is my current candle doing? That is what I need to focus on. And then only I can get a clear idea of where it is likely to move. But the Heikenashi method is the best method, I believe. We need not even go to the daily candle method until we build up our capital.
Yes, sir.
So after you build up the capital, you can always do some test
I
experiments.
think in Heikenashi candle you can make so much money that you want to even go to the daily candle method.
Correct, true.
Actually, it's a tension free. We enter, we make good money, good profit, good margins, and that's it. Build the capital. It's a
Yeah,
And
tension
small,
free, sir.
small SL.
Many times in a
Yeah.
day we get 2 or 3 trades also, sir.
yeah, you may get 2 trades definitely.
Yes.
Those are the days I've made big money because I take the trend on both sides,
Okay.
only using the Heikenashi method. So for everybody who is attending this meeting, let us be very clear that we will continue to follow the 15-minute
Yes.
Heikenashi method,
Yes, sir.
and after we
Yes,
get
sir.
enough, after we get a big enough account size, we can start risking on daily method.
Yes.
Until that time,
Yes, sir.
don't take that risk.
Just a
Is
question.
Yeah.
Whether the trend filter is a 2 hour method, that is 2 hour time frame, or it's an opening bias.
See, one is first when you enter, it is a opening bias because you need to know which direction you want to trade in. No,
Correct.
the moment you set your direction for the trade and you have entered the trade, actually, immediately shift to 2 hour candle or 1 day candle. It doesn't matter. You can always look at 2 hours also. Why did we say
Okay.
2 hours is because on certain days you should be able to catch a reversal also. Okay, if you say that this 2 hour candle is these 4 days,
When we say 2 hour candle, it's a normal candle.
normal candle.
Okay.
The normal candle only will tell you the trend, no. I
Okay.
actually used to suggest 1 hour candle. Then you can catch a early reversal.
So when you say catch an early reversal means the
After
1 hour candle able to hold the previous low.
no, you don't have to think about previous low and all those things. If the color changes, then you know that the selling is over and now buyers have come in. Correct. At this
Okay.
point, you would have got a reversal trade in your 15-minute,
Correct.
right? That
Correct.
reversal trade you have to take with confidence, no.
Okay.
So how do you build that confidence? By looking at the larger time frame trend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
Like yesterday's, if you see, this is crude oil. Sorry. Let us look at Bank Nifty. You had a situation, there was a PE entry, and after that,
Mm.
the candle color changed,
Correct.
right? And this went on to become a green candle. I'm looking at
Mm.
1 hour. I should have looked at 2 hours first. After this PE entry, the
Mm.
V-shaped reversal happened on Thursday,
Mm.
Yes, sir.
right? We were in CE position actually. Let's say 32,500 CE.
Yes.
This V-shaped reversal when it happened, and you
Yes.
also had a larger time frame saying that I'm going green now,
Yeah.
right? The moment you see green on both sides, both time frames, you know that it's
Uh-huh.
a valid trend change. Okay, here also it became green, and here also it started becoming green.
So just to understand clearly,
Mm,
initially we look at the opening bias.
correct,
Afterwards, during the course of the day, the opening bias is intact, but 2 hour time frame changes.
correct. At that time you take a reversal trade,
Okay.
and
Fine.
once you are in the reversal trade, don't look at the 15 minutes for other small signals you may get,
Oh, correct.
right? Because those are likely to be pullbacks and not reversals. Unless the green candle changes into red,
Mm.
you will hang on to your CE trade,
Fine.
right?
Fine. But during the course time, also the opening, the most of the till the time the candle crosses the days open.
Now here you don't worry about the days open, otherwise you will not get this move, no?
Right.
For your
So that means that goes into the that goes out of the picture totally.
It goes out of the picture in so far as you are trying to only take a reversal trade,
Right.
right?
Right.
Problem happens. So all this thought process happens because when we see that price is going up, we instantly say, I want to take a CE trade,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
In a daily candle method, I wouldn't have done that. I would have just said, okay, I took a PE, then it became a loss. I'll accept that loss. The moment you want to capture each and every move, down move, up move, then you have that confusion about what will I do? When do I exit? Whether I should take the trade and then exit partially. All those things will come. To avoid this partial thing, I'm saying look at the larger time frame and hang on to the trade.
Mm.
What would have happened instead of exiting here? I'm holding on till the end.
Correct.
So I would have got maybe double the profit.
Yeah.
If I had not exited here, I would definitely get much more profit now.
So most of the time when this 2 hour reversal comes into the picture, the story goes till the end.
Correct. Mostly that's what will happen. And during this 2 hour time frame, right, as long as these candles do not become red, you don't need to think of any other adjustment to your trade.
Right.
What we are basically saying is don't worry about small pullbacks. Even if you get an opportunity to trade, don't trade.
Mm.
We have this guy Ravindra posting charts in the group now.
Correct.
On 15 minutes, he keeps on saying
I've seen
this worked,
too many
this failed.
fluctuations.
Correct. Each and every fluctuation, he will keep mentioning this failed, this worked. That is
Correct.
because he is not looking at the larger time frame. If you have taken the larger time frame also into consideration, you would not have taken that fluctuation trades.
True.
I tried explaining it to him. Start looking at the larger time frame for confirmation. If I look at this for confirmation, I'll see that candle keeps going up and then comes down, but still red does not change to green, so I'm not worried. Correct?
Correct.
This
Correct.
wick, it's okay if you get a wick, so what? As long as this doesn't become red, until the time you will not think of taking another trade.
Mm.
That is the reason I keep saying, once
Sir,
you are
one
inside a
question in
trade,
that context. By that time, suppose here it stayed green, but assume that it became red, and by that time much damage would already been done, right?
yes, it would have been done. How? What kind of analysis you can do which will prevent it?
Yeah, that's what we do not have.
There is no analysis which can prevent it if that day is going to be a loss. What does it mean if it again comes back and hits the stop loss or whatever, or changes color on the larger time frame? What it simply means is the market is not going in one direction. It is going up and down.
Correct.
If it is going up and down, you are going to lose. Whatever system you trade, you are going to lose.
Yes.
There is simply no way you can prevent a loss if that happens. 2 hours is formed the first green candle. The second 2 hour candle becomes red. That means market is turning up and down, no?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
I just
It's
have
just
one.
a bad day. That's all.
So then are we not better off looking, not looking at reversal trades at all, and just, I'm just, just
See, it is human nature to try to make as much possible as
I
profit as
understand.
possible, right?
Correct, sir.
The moment you see a valid entry happening on the 15-minute Heikenashi time frame, why would you say no to that trade?
Correct. No, my question was with respect to
Especially with respect to this candle. You had a strong green candle, a strong red candle. After that, immediately the thing started going green.
Yes, sir, but for all you know, just like the smaller time frame, that this could also be just a
It could also
small,
be a pullback. Yes, you're
yes.
right.
So that is what I'm saying. So instead of trying to also look at the 2 hour time frame and predict a reversal, probably it's okay if I, like you say, I'm okay with losing one trade. I mean, not taking a trade
No,
in
in
that
that
direction.
case, what you will do, in that case, when the next candle turns green, you will exit your PE trade, right? You can close your computer and go.
I, I just have a one point.
Mm.
Can we look at a say 1 hour Heikenashi candle, and based upon that 1 hour Heikenashi candle, we look for a pullback in 15 minutes? Is it a viable option?
We have the laptop. We might as well check. You'll look at a pullback and what?
Basically, say 1 hour we have a green Heikenashi going on,
Correct.
and during the course 15 minutes changes to a red,
Okay.
and at that red we try to take out a bottom.
What would have been the effect of this on a live trading here?
I'm just asking. I have still
I'm also trying to. I had a first 1 hour candle which was green, then it became red.
no. Just 1 hour candle remains the green. The 15-minute candle goes to a red. Say a couple of red goes, couple of more than couple of say 3-4 red goes without breaking the Heikenashi green. Then the 15-minute changes color.
Yeah, that means what? 15-minute May it was only a pullback.
Yeah.
Not a reversal.
Right.
Which is exactly the same thing we are saying. No, we are saying look at 1 hour candle or 2 hour candle. Unless
But
color change happens in the normal chart.
But the 2 hour candle would have it would have been say the first instance when the hourly candle would have reversed to green, because in 2 hour we are looking for a bottom.
What you would have done is you would have held the trade for the first 1 hour. Second 1 hour also was a red candle. You would have held your PE trade. Correct?
Correct.
Now the third one starts forming a green candle. At that time it is not closed. Okay, it is probably a small green candle up to this size.
Okay.
Right? This would have been the size of the green candle. What will you do with your PE trade? You will try to exit or no?
Correct. You exit. Yeah.
So you exit your PE trade. Then what do? You either close your computer and go, or you see if there is another trade forming on the other side, and you take that trade and ride the wave. See, the problem happens when you try to capture each and every move. If you want, you can trade it only as a stop and reverse system, as somebody suggested. Okay. Every move, then you have to take. What do you do in a moving average crossover system? Each and every crossover you have to trade. Otherwise, you don't know where the big move will happen. Correct?
Correct.
So I will have to take a loss here. I will have to take a loss here.
Even the largest move happens when at the bottom, if you are able to catch the bottom only.
Correct. How do you catch the bottom?
We can only, as I said, we can only control the risk.
Correct. Or you will have to mentally calculate, okay, RSI is now at a rock bottom. How do you calculate RSI? Number of up moves versus number of down moves. Simply count number of green candles versus red candles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 the green candles against 5 and 2, 7. 7 red candles. What does my RSI say then? It is simple, no. 2 divided by 7 is my thing. Or 7 divided by 2. Okay, so RSI keeps going deeper and deeper down.
Oh, so.
Correct, no?
Yes.
So just by looking at your number of green candles versus red candles, you will know whether RSI is going down or going up.
True.
And as it goes deeper and deeper downward, right, it comes to a over sold level. So if you just mentally calculate this, right, I had 7 reds and 2 greens, right? Let us try that. My RSI is at 28. Correct?
Correct.
Correct, sir.
So when my RSI is 28, what does it tell me? I'm oversold.
Correct.
Now if I get a reversal candle entry here, why would I not take that? RSI is below 30.
Yeah, high
Then
probability zone.
it becomes a high probability zone.
Correct.
Whereas if you try to take a trade here, like 1 divided by 3, 33%
Correct.
is it.
Matlab, sorry to cut you, when we look at a 2-hour candle, that's a very high probability. There's a probability of reversal is very much higher compared to an in between.
Correct. Whether you look at 2-hour or 1-hour candle, whatever you look at, let's put 2 hours and see. Count your RSI. Then you will know where exactly you have to take a reversal trade. The same thing you can do with stochastics also. What does stochastics tell you over the last 14-day period? Whether the price is near the top or near the bottom. That's what stochastics tell you. So you count back 14 candles and see where the price is. Quite obviously, if you look at this set of candles, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14 candles. So starting from this to this candle, right? I'm going to calculate my stochastics. So over this period, price opened here. My current price is here. It is moving downward towards
Closer
the
to the
lower
bottom.
So you keep on doing that for every 14 candles. You keep moving your analysis like this. Next 14-minute candle will start from here. So here stochastics is probably going up and down. At one stage you will find that it has reached rock bottom. Now let us count back and see. Let's start from this green candle and see. 3, 5, 8, 11, 14. I'm almost near the bottom of this range. The high was here and I'm almost near the bottom. Even at this candle, let's say. So my stochastics is saying I'm oversold. So time for a reversal is nearby.
Correct.
So when you get the reversal trade, you enter. You can do this calculation for anything, whether it's super trend or whatever. Super trend is a slightly complex calculation. Super trend PSAR and all will be complex calculating. But by and large, you will know two of your major oscillators, your RSI and stochastics is telling you I'm oversold. I have no reason to believe that it is oversold. It's not oversold. So I start looking for a signal here. I don't start looking for a signal somewhere here. Got me?
Correct. I understood. So first trade, we are looking at the price action at the opening.
Correct.
Then we are moving into an indicator which shows us as a high probability zone of a reversal.
Correct. We don't need to necessarily plot the indicator on your chart.
Correct.
And simplest
The
thing to calculate.
the candle itself will show us.
Exactly. That is what we say. You read the price chart, not the indicator chart.
Correct.
The moment you start looking at this, the depth of the pullback and everything is visible. So you know that here RSI has struggled to go up and then again it got pushed down. Probably this is at some 50% RSI level or something like that. Again it came back down. So for every 14 days you keep on shifting your RSI count. You will come to a stage where you have got completely deeply oversold.
Correct.
And at that point you can look for your reversal trade. What this will do is it will prevent you from looking for some trades which are not there in between.
In between trades.
Right. You will ignore those things. But ultimately my logic is, why the hell do you need to look at all those things? Let the price tell you that I'm turning. After that you go.
Fine. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Anything else? We are running out of topics to discuss in our meetings nowadays.
No, sir, we didn't need topics today. In fact, what Soumya shared is like, it's, he's like the biggest testament that your system is actually working, sir.
True,
And
true.
even I can go to the extent to say that even you might uh, try a few other things, experiment other things, but he's just stuck on to what you've told us.
Correct.
And he's, so that way
See,
is the biggest advertisement.
what I do is I generally keep trying out various things.
Correct.
Okay.
Agreed, sir.
I try to find out if there's a simpler method to do what we do.
Yes,
But
sir.
unfortunately, till now, I have not found anything better than the Heikenashi method. And of course, my daily candle method, because it was successful for me in stocks, it made huge money for me. I am very
Correct.
partial to the daily candle method. And there also, I used to take losses on days, certain days. Price was above moving average, lot of red candles formed. Those will be bad days for me. But luckily, by the time I had built up enough capital to sustain that loss. So I would have said, okay, this is a part of the game. It's okay, we'll take a loss. Never once I would have deviated saying, no, red candle is forming, you should only sell and not buy. I would have just blindly bought. Price is above 5-day moving average and RSI is, 5-period RSI is above 60. I will not think of selling. But later I started tinkering around with even the RSI. RSI, you need to also know one thing.
That it can be oversold or overbought for...
No, not oversold, overbought. Oversold, overboughts are just mental concept.
Correct.
What I used to do was I used to add a moving average to the RSI. Instead of close, you select RSI and take the moving average as the 5-period or whatever. So I used to catch a price turning point slightly earlier. The moment RSI has gone below the moving average, I'll stop taking buy trades. When it starts going back above the moving average, I start taking a buy trade. It kind of puts you into a situation where even if the price is above the moving average, you can use your judgment not to enter a trade. With all these experiments only, I keep losing money because I do a lot of experiments. Then later I realized I don't need any RSI also to be plotted on the chart. It's very clear that this is going up and at some point it becomes overbought. And on the concept of overbought, oversold, price can remain overbought for a long time.
Yes, sir. Right.
Right. So you can't take it as a reversal signal.
Correct.
You can only sit and watch for an opportunity for a reversal. That's all. So
No, in
until that time, what will you do? You will
correct. In
continue to
hindsight,
trade.
it says that, okay, see, look, it was oversold. So
Correct.
why didn't I take the trade? So that's what it is.
That is why I said I'm going to stop looking at all indicators. I will only trade what is in front of me. Price is doing something wrong. If it is against my trend, I will look at why it is happening. I know it is a pullback. Some days I may even try to take a short trade and make money. That confidence,
Sorry, continue,
that
sir. Sorry.
confidence will come when you already had a bag of profits in your belt.
Yes, sir.
It won't come when you are starting off.
Yes, sir. So for all the people in the group, like Soumya, are there others who are just trading your method without any tweaks? Are there anybody
Santosh.
that Santosh, right? Now, the reason why I ask is it's, just to
Kavita
understand. Kavita?
Kavita is there. Kavita Singh.
Okay. Okay.
She says, nice idea, but I don't want to trade it. I will only trade Heikenashi.
Okay.
Bella, are you here? Bella has gone to sleep, I think. I think I'm taking up all your sleeping time by having this kind of webinars.
No, no,
Not
sir.
at all, sir. The
Actually,
ones who are
they are
sleepy,
helping
who
very much.
they exit at their convenience, sir. I mean, okay.
So Bella will be very tired after her duty and all. So she's a doctor.
Yes, sir, yes. Sir.
So maybe she would have gone to sleep.
I think we can call it a night, sir.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, and thanks a lot, Soumyadip, for sharing.
Yeah,
This was much more needed, sir. I mean,
definitely.
one of us who's actually following the method, talking about it, and sharing the experience is really nice, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot,
definitely.
Soumya.
Soumya, very good presentation you made.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Bella, you woke up to say thank you. Is it?
Yeah, I think
Just say good
last
night.
just 15, 20 minutes. I just click mine when I listen my name.
Okay. I was asking you whether you're
It
trading
was
only the
just like
15
15,
minutes.
last 15 minutes. Yeah.
Are you trading only the 15-minute Heikenashi method or
No, sir, I have not started yet the daily
not
candle.
started?
So yes, I am studying only 15 minutes,
Okay.
and
Continue to
I'm
do
very
that.
happy. Yeah, I'm happy, and thank you so much for the holy grail. Yeah,
Holy Grail
like
is what you
I
make it
can
better.
say, yeah. Hmm.
Chalo then. We'll wind up the meeting now.
See you, sir. Good
You can
night. Thank you so
happily sleep.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, all of you.